Hi guys, welcome to Chrissy's Tiny Kitchen. Today I'm going to be showing you a quick Thai marinated chicken. I used chicken thighs. It was cheap, it was on sale. Beforehand, I actually took the skin and bones out. They didn't have any of the skinless boneless. And I seasoned them with salt and pepper, and I'm actually going to put those into my oven to roast, and I will use them for a chicken broth later on. I'm big on trying to use every part, not wasting any. So let's get those in the oven first. All right, set a timer so I don't forget. Perfect. All right, so I've got 8 boneless, skinless chicken thighs here, and we're gonna make the marinade right inside a large Ziploc bag. That way there's less dishes. And I find it easier when you're marinating, you kind of move it around, massage all the flavors into the meat, just works a lot better. So we're gonna start with a little bit of fish sauce. Fish sauce is one of my absolute favorite condiments in Asian cooking. It has a little bit of a funky smell, but it really does add great flavor. So I'm gonna put about 2 tablespoons into the bag here. I'm going to use some lime. I ran out of fresh limes, so I'm using the bottled stuff. And we're going to put 1 tablespoon of that. Okay. Perfect. And we're going to add in, they didn't have lemongrass, so I bought the lemongrass paste in a tube, which I actually quite like to use. I find a lot less waste. You don't have to worry about cleaning it all up yourself. So we're gonna put that in there. Okay. Good. And I'm also gonna use cilantro paste in the tube as well, just using what I've got on hand. So we're gonna put 2 tablespoons of that. I do have a backup. Sorry, just gotta take that out of there. Okay. So with this, we're gonna add 2 tablespoons. I know cilantro is one of those things you either love it or you hate it. I used to hate it. And of course, in the last couple of years, since I love Thai flavor so much, I have developed a fondness for cilantro. And we've also got ginger going in. I'm just using a jar version here. You know what? I'm gonna still use this tablespoon. I just don't want to double dip with what I've already got on there. So this is a ground ginger paste. Perfect. Tablespoon there. And this is nice that we can throw it all in this bag. Okay, and olive oil. Going to put 2 tablespoons of olive oil in there. If you wanted to, you could use a peanut oil, even a canola oil. I generally use olive oil for everything. And we've got some soy sauce here. I'm gonna put in 3 tablespoons of that. And here you could do dark soy, regular soy. This is my favorite one. It's a low sodium soy. That way I can add a little bit of extra salt into the dish if I do feel that it needs a little more. I'm gonna add in, I didn't have any fresh chilies on hand, so if you wanted to, you could mince up 1 or 2 of the little red bird's eye chilies and throw that in here. But I've got dried red chili flakes, so I'm gonna add a teaspoon of that right in there. And a little bit of brown sugar. You could use brown sugar or palm sugar. And again, I'm using what I've got on hand here. So we're gonna say 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Because I'm just using a little soup spoon, I'm gonna eyeball that. And we need some garlic in there, of course. I would normally add about 3 or 4 minced fresh cloves of garlic. I don't have any fresh, but I do have roasted garlic that I had made the other day. So I used probably about 6 cloves instead. It's going to be a lot more mild and sweeter. So I'm just kind of making it into a paste. As you can see, it's really soft because it has been roasted. So I'm just going to mince that into a paste here. So that way you can mix in well with everything. And I'm going to add a little pinch of my coarse salt here. And that's going to help grind it down into a paste even more. Okay, so in that goes. Okay, so we've got lemongrass, we've got soy, we've got fish sauce, brown sugar, olive oil, lime juice, chili flakes, ginger, cilantro, garlic, all delicious things. So I'm going to close the bag up here and try to get as much of the air out as you can. And then this is where you can sort of just with your hands mix it all together. You want to dissolve that brown sugar a little bit and get all the pastes in there. So if you wanted to do this and you had actual fresh cilantro on you, you know, you can mince that up really fine. Again, the fresh ginger, if you had it on hand, I would use about a 1-inch piece of ginger and grate that up or chop it really finely. You could also add in minced shallot, green onion if you wanted to. I'm going to garnish this with green onion after it's been cooked. Good. So I'm just folding that back a little bit so that the rim won't get any of the chicken touching it. Smells really nice. I'm actually just going to give it a really quick taste before the chicken goes in there. This is your chance to adjust any seasonings. I'm really happy with that. Okay, perfect. So your chicken is going to go in there. Alright. Give my hands a quick wash here. So we're going to seal that bag back up with the chicken inside. And again, you want to get out as much of the air as possible. And you just sort of massage everything around. Make sure everything is really well coated. And this is when I just sort of fold the bag over on itself, and I'm going to put it on a dinner plate. And ideally, I'm going to let this sit in the fridge overnight and make it for dinner the next day. Today, I don't have that luxury, so we're just going to do a quick marinade on it for still a good 2-3 hours, and then we're going to cook it. Being in an apartment, I don't have a balcony, so I'm not going to do this on the grill. So this recipe, ideally, I would do on a barbecue, but you could do it in the oven, you could do it in a pan, you could cook this up in your Instant Pot. The flavors will all be there, so it just depends what method of cooking you prefer or what you have available. So more than likely, I'm going to do this in the oven. So we've still got our scraps, the skin and the bones from the chicken thighs themselves, just seasoned with salt and pepper, roasting up in the oven. We're going to use that for stock later on. and we're gonna let this marinate, and we'll check back later when it's time to cook them. All right, we have let our chicken marinate for about 3 hours now, and I've just got them on a nonstick foil lined cookie sheet. Those are gonna go in the oven at 400 degrees. I'll check them after about 20 minutes to see if they're done. And I'm just gonna show you here, this is my roasted skins, bones, scraps from taking all of that out of the chicken thighs. And those I'm gonna put into a freezer bag and save for stock when next time I'm doing a big batch of chicken stock. So I've got my rice cooker here. I put in some rice with chicken broth, cilantro, and some ponzu. That's just gonna cook, that'll be on the side. I'm also gonna do some spicy green beans, but I'll show you those in a little bit, and I'll show you how the meal all comes together. So let's get these in the oven and we'll check back shortly. All right, so 20 minutes at 400 was perfect for our boneless, skinless chicken thighs. So I've got them out of the oven here. It's still quite hot. Now, I'll also show you here why I love to use nonstick foil. Because of the brown sugar in there, you are gonna get some burnt caramelized bits while the chicken is cooking. So that way it separates, it doesn't ruin your pan, and you've got your chicken there. My rice is done. So for the green beans, all I did was use one of my favorite little tools, which is an Epicure steamer. And again, I'm using a lot of frozen products just because of the situation right now with COVID-19, trying to minimize shopping. So frozen green beans, whole green beans. Again, you could use fresh. If I was using fresh, I would just do them in a pan with a little bit of butter. Here I have steamed them with a little bit of butter, and I finished them off with one of my favorite condiments, spicy chili crisp. So if you were doing these in a saute pan, little bit of butter, fresh green beans, finish them off with a scoop of this. So we've steamed them with a little bit of butter, and we're gonna add a scoop of this. So there's oil in there, there's all sorts of good bits. There's soybeans, there's chilies, garlic. Throw that in there. And then I just toss them with these little tongs. So it's a nice little buttery, spicy sauce on the green beans. So what I'll do is I'm just gonna plate one up here. So let me just grab a plate. So to finish this up, I'm just going to put this all together. So I've got my rice here, and this is the parboiled rice. It's what I had on hand, cooked with chicken broth, cilantro, and a little bit of ponzu. So I'm gonna put that down first, my little bed of rice here. And just like so. And then I'm going to put a couple of the chicken thighs right on top. Just sort of nestle them there, like so. Okay. I had already diced up a little bit of green onion. I love it for the color, I love it for the flavor. We're gonna add that on top, let it scatter around the plate a little bit. Simple dish, but I just like to try to present it in a pretty way. And we're gonna put our spicy green beans on top, like so. Let them sort of cascade over the chicken. And there we have our Thai marinated chicken thighs with a lovely flavored rice and some spicy green beans. I hope you enjoy. This is what's for dinner tonight.